God is my dad.
I will not fear because God is my dad. You know, fear is something a lot of us struggle with. Many of us, most of us struggle with fear. And there's many common fears out there. There's the fear of Glossophobia. It's a fear of public speaking. Maybe you feel like that. Maybe there's other ones. There's Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. There's Nyctophobia, fear of darkness. There's Ophidiophobia, fear of snakes. There's Acrophobia, fear of heights. And these are different fears that we might deal with, we might struggle with. And you know, many of us have fears of spiders and snakes. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't like those things myself. But you know, I'm not saying that you should just go and play with spiders and go play with snakes and you should go jump off whatever you want to jump off. You know, it's okay to have a healthy fear and have, you know, common sense, right? But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about fear that keeps you from serving God. If God's called you to do something, or God's called you to serve Him in a certain way, or even just God's called you to just function in this world, you don't have to have fear. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." The first time I ever remember hearing that verse, I was on a ski trip when I was in 7th grade. My youth pastor and our youth group had gone skiing in Blue Knob Ski Resort in Pennsylvania, highest skiable mountain in Pennsylvania. I was nervous about going down the mountain. I finally made it down the mountain after an hour and a half. I made it down, it's just half them actually made it to the midway point. I was terrible at it. I was horrible at skiing. So I got on the midway ski lift, whatever it was called, the mid-station I think it was, and got on the mid-station ski lift and riding up with my youth pastor. And I had remembered that this guy, that before I started going down, he had fallen off he got to the end where he's supposed to get off the ski lift, fell down, ski lift hit him in the back of the head, and I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. I'm gonna just fall off. And I started getting nervous. My youth pastor saw that I was afraid, that I was nervous, and he said, "Sean, you're living in fear. You need to stop being afraid." And he said, "For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." I was like, you know what? I don't need to live in fear. And I went up, and I got off the ski lift, and I was fine. You know, that's just a simple skiing story, but there's so many things in our lives where we have to just go and do what we're supposed to do and do what we need to do. I couldn't just stay on that ski lift and continue to ride it around and ride it around. I had to get off. Sometimes we got to go and do what we're supposed to do. And because God is our dad, we don't have to live in fear. God will help you with that. Now, if you've never trusted in Jesus as your Savior, that's the most important step you could ever take toward defeating your fears. If you have, you can fight your fears through power and love and a sound mind. Fight your fears today through God.